Days of Our Lives, Monday, March, 16 recap and analysis. Cat kisses. EJ Salem is never boring. Okay. I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now, because Monday's episode of Days of Our Lives just handed us one of the most jaw-dropping, completely unhinged moments we've seen in Salem in a long time, and honestly, I am here for every second of it. Cat kissed EJ, just leaned in and kissed him. Out of nowhere, no warning, no build-up, just boom, lips on lips. And EJ Demera standing there looking like someone hit him over the head with a Salem Inn room service card. I've been watching this show for years, and I genuinely did not see that coming. Did you? Because if you did, you are a better soap detective than I am. And I need your number. But before we dive deep into that glorious chaos, let's run through everything that happened today, because Monday was stacked. Brady was in full interrogation mode. Alex was out here doing the emotional labor. Rafe was playing town crier for Mayor Paulina. Salem had a lot going on. So let's get into it. Brady and Owen, the pressure cooker. Let's start with Brady and Owen, because the storyline is slowly becoming one of my favorites and also one of the most frustrating, in the best possible way. Brady Black does not come to play. Eric Martsolf has been absolutely magnetic in these scenes, and Monday was no exception. He cornered Owen, and he was not letting go. Brady wanted answers about Stephanie and Jeremy and whatever's going on with this whole situation, and Owen was doing his absolute best impression of a man who knows nothing, sees nothing, and has nothing to say. Here's the thing about Owen that fascinates me. Though Wes Ramsey plays this character with such a careful, calculated stillness, there's always something simmering underneath the surface. He's not panicking, he's managing, and that distinction matters. A panicking man makes mistakes. A managing man is dangerous. Brady, to his credit, wasn't buying a single syllable of it. He pushed, he redirected every deflection. He refused to let Owen slip out of the conversation with vague non-answers. And that persistence, that's very classic Brady Black, the man who once refused to give up on Teresa even when the entire world told him to walk away. Brady has always been Salem's most relentless pursuer of truth, even when the truth ends up hurting him the most. But here's what I keep thinking about: what exactly does Owen know? Because the show is being very deliberate about keeping us in the dark. And that tells me whatever Owen is sitting on is genuinely significant. This isn't a small thing. The way the writers are protecting the secret, stretching it out, building the tension, they want us to feel the weight of the reveal when it finally comes. My theory, Owen knows something about Stephanie that Brady is not emotionally prepared to hear. And I think that's precisely why Brady is pushing so hard. Somewhere, deep down, he already suspects the answer. He just needs someone to confirm it. We've seen this pattern before in DOOL. Remember when Brady was chasing the truth about Kristen's schemes and kept hitting walls because everyone around him was either complicit or scared? The parallels here are giving me serious flashback energy. History doesn't repeat itself in Salem, it rhymes. Alex and Jeremy, the apology nobody asked for, moving on. Alex and Jeremy. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. This storyline has been a slow burn for me personally. I wasn't immediately invested the way I was with Sight, Brady's arc. But Monday's scene, it genuinely moved the needle. Robert Scott Wilson brings such a natural sincerity to Alex that even when the character is in the wrong, and Alex has been in the wrong more than once, you find yourself rooting for him anyway. That is star quality. Full stop. And when Alex approached Jeremy with that apology, it didn't feel scripted or performative. It felt real. It felt like a man who had spent some time sitting with his own mistakes and finally decided to do something about it. Jeremy, though Michael Rourke is playing this with exactly the right amount of guardedness, he's not immediately forgiven Alex. He's not slamming the door either. He's in that complicated middle space where you've been hurt by someone, but you're also not entirely sure how much of what happened was their fault versus circumstance. That ambiguity, that's where the best soap drama lives. What I find genuinely interesting about this storyline is what it says about the Stephanie situation underneath it all. Because Jeremy's pain isn't just about Alex, it's wrapped up in everything that's happening with Stephanie. With the secrets, with the feeling that people around him are moving in the dark while he's standing in the light. Exposed, and let's be real for a second, the love triangle or quadrangle, or whatever geometric shape Salem is working with right now involving Stephanie. Jeremy and Alex has shades of classic DOOL, romantic chaos. Think back to the Carrie, Austin, Sami triangle, or even the more recent Philip, Belle, Sean dynamics. Salem has always loved putting two men who respect each other at odds over a woman who deserves better than the whole. Miss, it's a formula. Yes, but it works because the show puts in the character work to make you care about all sides. Alex's apology today was a first step, but I don't think Jeremy is ready to forgive, not yet. Not fully. There's still too much he doesn't know, and when he finds out, oh, that scene is going to be something, Rafe and Paulina Salem's power couple of competence, can we take a moment to appreciate Rafe and Paulina just being two functional adults handling a crisis like professionals in Salem, where everyone else is kissing the wrong person, hiding secrets, and having emotionally destabilizing conversations in public places. Galen Gehring and Jackie Harry together are honestly a gift. I love these scenes because they operate differently from most DOOL pairings. There's no romantic tension, no hidden agenda. Just two people who are trying to do their jobs and navigate a complicated situation with the limited information they... Rafe updating Paulina on the latest Salem developments feels like the show doing necessary connective tissue work, but the way these two actors handle it elevates it beyond just exposition. Paulina listens the way a real mayor would listen, weighing options, calculating responses, already thinking 3 moves ahead. And Rafe briefs her the way a real police commissioner would, carefully, factually, aware that what he says next could have consequences. There's a quieter story being told here too. Though Paulina has been through absolute hell in Salem, this woman has survived secrets, scandals, illness, and about a dozen emotional ambushes. Every time she gets a handle on things, Salem throws another curveball. So watching her sit in that scene, steady and composed, processing what Rafe is telling her, that's not just a plot update. That's a character who has learned the hard way not to react before she thinks. I respect that a lot. Kat and EJ, the kiss heard round Salem. Okay, here we go. The moment we all need to talk about. Kat kissed EJ DiMera. Let me paint the picture one more time because it deserves the full cinematic treatment. These two have been circling each other in this incredibly charged dynamic, Kat calling EJ out, questioning his motives, not letting him slide by on DiMera charm and calculated deflection the way most people in Salem do. She's been in his face about it. And EJ, for his part, has been doing that classic EJ thing where he remains cool and controlled on the surface while you can just feel the irritation and intrigue bubbling underneath. And then in a moment that felt genuinely spontaneous. Even within the fiction of the show, Kat just leaned in and kissed him. Dan Feuerriegel's reaction was perfect. That stunned stillness, that moment where EJ DiMera, a man who has navigated kidnappings, corporate warfare, near-death experiences, and the full emotional chaos of being raised by Stefano DiMera, that man had absolutely no idea what to do. Frozen, speechless. Which, if you know EJ, is basically unprecedented. Annalyn McCord has been building something fascinating with Kat since she arrived in Salem. This is not a character who plays by conventional soap opera rules. She doesn't operate within the expected patterns of love interests or antagonists. She's unpredictable in a way that feels authentic rather than manufactured. And that impulsive kiss is the perfect encapsulation of who Kat is. She didn't plan it. She felt something and she acted on it. No games, no strategy, just pure impulse. But here's where it gets really interesting to me as a fan. EJ DiMera has always been drawn to women who challenge him. Think about Sami Brady. Their entire relationship was built on conflict, confrontation, and combustible chemistry. Sami never let EJ get away with anything either. She pushed back, called him out, went toe-to-toe with him even when she probably shouldn't have. And EJ loved it. He didn't want submission, he wanted a fight. And then he wanted the person he was fighting with. Kat is giving off similar energy. The fact that she confronted him before the kiss, that she looked EJ DiMera in the eye and questioned his motives without flinching, that's exactly the kind of woman who gets under his skin. The kiss isn't just a romantic gesture. It's a power move. Even if Kat herself didn't consciously frame it that way, and now EJ has to figure out what to do with that. Does he pull back into DiMera mode and pretend it didn't affect him? Does he lean into it? Does he go full villain about it? Because any of those options leads somewhere compelling, and that's the sign of genuinely good soap opera. Storytelling. When any direction the character can go is interesting. You've done your job as a writer. My prediction, and I'll go on record here, EJ is going to try to dismiss it. He's going to attempt his usual emotional fortress routine, act like the kiss was beneath his concern. Keep Kat at arm's length, but it's going to haunt him. Because that's what unexpected vulnerability does. It doesn't go away just because you want it to. Wrap up and looking ahead, Monday's episode was a masterclass in what Days of Our Lives does best when it's firing on all cylinders, multiple storylines intersecting.